This is Rob Tebbutt for Boxing Social in association with Betfred. Delighted, as always, to be joined by the realest man in boxing, Viddal Riley. We're here at the Chris Eubank versus Liam Williams press conference. But before we talk about that, Viddal, how are you? Nice to see you.
I'm good, man. I'm well. I'm aching. A lot of training, but I'm feeling good.
Good stuff. Before we get started, I just want to congratulate you out of coming out of retirement. Your very long layoff from the ring. Just explain to people your reasons for coming out of quote-unquote retirement.
Well, the layoff continues technically because I haven't got back in yet. But yeah, I'm out of retirement now. I was just trolling the people at home. They troll us all the time. So I just thought, let me return the favour. Why should it be a one-way street? But that was just to get people off my back a bit. But I'm back now. So yeah, I should be fighting soon.
Yeah, not just trolling people. There you dropped your Cure Oxygen Water, which we've been told we have to get in here. So let's have a look at that. There we go. Just lift up there.
A bit glossy, you know. I like it. It's refreshing. Great product. Keep hydrated throughout camp. Lovely.
There we go. There's the free plug on Boxing Social. Always a pleasure. Anyway. Obviously, it's been a while since we've caught up face to face. You're now based over here, which is something that we spoke about a little bit. For quite a bit, actually, about 12, 18 months ago. Just give people a little bit of a backstory, a rundown into your reasons for coming back to the UK.
So we know I turned pro in the US. It was a big opportunity that I think any 21-year-old would take. A lot of interest that was sparked from sparring. So, you know, it was quite, you know, what I say, an impulsive thing because it just happened. Went there for 3 days, 4 days with KSI, get offered a contract. All made sense, looked like it was perfect for me. And at that time it was, but then I realized I need to be home, I need to have certain members of my team around. And you know, we're not at that stage in my career yet. I can just be flying everyone out everywhere. I think if I was at that stage, it would have been easier to maintain my career abroad. But I needed to come home where my team from the beginning are based. My fan base has been built and where I'll be appreciated for my amateur credentials as well, because as much as in the US they did talk about it and they did big it up, it's hard for them to relate because they're not from here. So, you know, if I won the Golden Gloves 8 times, I might get a different respect to winning the national title here 8 times. And yeah, it's just good to be back. It's good to know that I can maximize my value here quicker than trying to convince the people in the States that I am, you know, a prospect to be reckoned with.
You mentioned your team being back here. Of course, that includes your dad, who's been with you from the very, very start. I can see by the look on your face there that I'm sure it's been a very tough welcoming home. How has it been working with him regularly?
It's been good. It's been good. Obviously, it's difficult in certain regards, not because of our communication, but just getting back onto the system that he put into me from early and that got me all those national titles, and alongside obviously the help of others. But he's always been the main guy, and working to achieve greatness isn't easy and it's not going to be a smooth trail. But if you're going to do it with anyone, then it's better to do it with the man that knows you better than anyone. So exciting, difficult, but I'm really feeling the progression, and my confidence is the highest it's been because I'm working with him so full time again, and knowing that's where it all started and that's what got me to where I am in the core of it. I'm excited, man.
So, you recently announced you've signed with Sky Sports Boxing. We've spoken about this in several instances over the years. You're not somebody who dives into things. You like to kind of assess the situation. You go at your own pace very much. So, what was it about Sky Sports Boxing that made you feel the urge to sign here?
Well, you know, Sky had a long-term partnership with previous promoters, as we know, with Matchroom, and it's a new wave now. It's a new era. I feel like I'm a new era. I feel like it fits because I'm bringing a new era to boxing. I created something alongside KSI and many others that didn't exist before. And Boxer are trying something new, and they have a modern-day vision on the sport, and they embrace the fact that I have that social media platform, I have social media responsibilities, but I also can fight. They embrace that the most, and that's because they got a fresh mindset, and I want to be part of people who are looking to build something new. You know, traditional is good, and you always need elements of that in whatever you do, but on an overall and a view of what Boxer and Sky are doing, they're bringing in a new generation, and who's better to bring in than me for something new, you know?
I've seen them been bringing you in for some analyst work. Were you trying to take jobs away from the media now?
That's what I mean. I'm getting my opportunity to do my live streams with Sky and really come in from that angle, which is normally a retirement angle. which fit my narrative. But yeah, it's something that I'm allowed to do early in my career. The public can get to see me not only in action, but offer my analysis, offer my personality on screen, and that's what I'm all about. I want to keep it as genuine as possible, as authentic as possible, and by doing the live streams, I have that opportunity. And obviously, by getting in the ring, I can do what I want once the bell goes. So it's a perfect opportunity for me.
Now, obviously, the question on everybody's lips is, when is that going to be? Do you have anything that you can tell us yet, or is it still very much under wraps?
Can't say anything yet. You know, I'm getting the screw eyes as I normally get from my fairy godmother, but we want to be out before the end of the year. I'm training hard to be ready for the end of the year. We're just waiting on a few things, and fingers crossed it all comes through and I can fight.
How excited are you by the proposition of getting back in the ring and showing people what you're all about? You've had injuries, you've been here, there and everywhere, you've had things kind of pulled at the last minute. Mm-hmm. You must be raring to go. Yeah,
I think a lot of the things that have happened is only leading towards something really positive. You know, it's a yin and yang. We've had a lot of yin, nice time for the yang. And I think it's going to be great when I come back. I'm really excited to show how much progression I've made. A lot of the fighters in my division, or prospects in the world actually, have been active. You're allowed to track their progress through each performance. Whereas for me, you've only seen February 2020, and now it's like, okay, what's he coming back with? And I'm excited to show everyone the maturity as a professional. And even though I haven't been in the ring, the work that I've been putting in to try and perfect certain things and settle into my style that can take me to the top.
Okay, well, that's enough about you. Let's talk about the two fighters that we're here to cover today. Eubank Jr versus Liam Williams. Great fight. First and foremost, I'm going to ask you straight off the bat, who are you backing and why?
I'm backing Eubank to win. He normally does perform better with a better opponent, and when he knows that he has to perform. So I'm expecting to put on a good show. It's not going to be easy because that's the level he's at now. But he's fighting a guy that's naturally 154. He's naturally he was a light middle. So I think Eubank got this. It's gonna be a bit shaky for him if it goes long period of time, like 12. If it goes the distance or 10, 11, 9, that sort of realm, I think it will be a back and forth scrap. But anything before 6, I think Eubank wins blowout and probably gets the finish.
Okay, last couple of quick things to whiz through before I let you go. You are, of course, a cruiserweight. You are now being joined, apparently, by Canelo Alvarez, who is due to fight, has been ordered by the WBC to box Ilunga Makabu. Didn't see that one coming.
No, but, you can expect these things in boxing. At the end of the day, he's the biggest draw in boxing right now, and anybody who can be involved with him and allow him to make history will be involved in that history-making process. So the WBC see the opportunity. It's a crazy thing. I woke up to see the news this morning. I was like, wow, I couldn't believe it. But we know Richard's fighting on Saturday for the silver title. So I don't know where that leaves Richard in terms of his position to get a shot at the title. But very interesting. I don't know how long Canelo will be at cruiser, but who knows, man? Imagine that, Viddal Riley versus Canelo. That would be crazy. He's not old. He's not that old. He could be 36, 37, still trying to 34, 35, even still at cruiserweight. So who knows, man? That's why I don't really talk much on opponents, because sport changes every day. People change weight every day, and you just don't know. A lot of the guys that are dominating cruiserweight now, they're big enough to be heavies. They might go up to heavy. There's always more money, they say, at heavy. I don't know, 'cause I'm not there, but that's what you hear. So it's interesting. It is very interesting.
Can he beat Makabu? Can he move up to cruiserweight and beat Ilunga Makabu?
He's capable. I think that's the reason why that fight has been ordered, because Canelo is capable of beating Makabu. Makabu, he bangs. We know he brings the fight, but he does leave openings that Canelo could capitalize on, and stylistically, that's probably out of the champions the best fight for him. Lawrence is tall and rangy, and it's going to be very hard for him to cut that distance. Makabu's not the biggest cruiserweight, so it makes sense. And he is capable of winning that fight, but people hit with different power. Once you get cruiser and heavy, bridgerweight is different. It's all quite similar to heavyweight boxing, so difficult one, but I think he can pull out the victory. I just don't know when he takes them hits if he's going to go, okay, maybe I've gone up a bit too high, I should have done 175 first. But I find it interesting he's get 175.
Okay, and before I let you go, another fight that I'm sure you're going to be keeping a close eye on this weekend, live on Sky Sports, is Terence Crawford versus Sean Porter for Terence Crawford's WBO welterweight title. Brilliant fight. What do you make of that one?
Ooh, right, I don't see anyone getting the KO. I don't see anyone getting the KO. It depends how much Sean has left, because we know Sean, he brings the fight, he's one of the best fighters, but a lot of mileage with his style will be accumulated. And it's just, and sometimes it seems like overnight fighters just lose that same intensity that they could bring. So it depends how much Sean has left, but Crawford, technically great. He got more power than people give him credit for. I'm going with Crawford on points, and I think he will win the fight easier than Errol Spence did against Sean Porter, because he has that fight to reference and study and build from. So I see Crawford getting the victory, easier than Spence, but still early on going to be up against it, because we know he comes out low, fast, hard punches, elbows, heads, everything. So I think tough fight early, but once Crawford finds his pace, because he's known to be a slow starter, he'll pick him off.
Okay, well, Viddal Riley, as always, real pleasure speaking to you. Even better so doing it in the UK, not via Zoom or having to chase you around the States. Thanks as always. Yeah, exactly.
This hat should be all the time. Back, Boxing Social, love always. Rob, love always. Everyone at the team, love as always. Make sure you're liking and subscribing, and hopefully we can do a post-fight interview very soon.
Hopefully so. The realest man in boxing, Viddal Riley. Thanks very much for speaking to Boxing Social. We'll catch up with you soon.
Thank you.